Welcome to Whiskey and Literature. I'm your host, Captain Mike, and this is my 4-minute Frankenstein, a Modern Prometheus review. This book was assigned to me by Mrs. Captain. It is in the top 100 greatest books of all time, as determined by an algorithm. It just missed being in the top 50 greatest books of all time, and it was a fantastic recommendation. Thanks, Mrs. Captain. Mary Shelley published this 210-page novel in 1818 when she was just 21 years old. It is a gothic horror, and to me, most important, the earliest that I've read science fiction novel. I love the structure of this book. First, we have a guy writing letters to his sister. And then we have a second guy telling the first guy his tale. And then we have the monster cutting in and telling the second guy his tale. And then we kick back to the second guy, again telling the first guy his story. And then we end in the present with the first guy writing letters again to his sister. So it is a beautifully structured framed story. Robert Walton's letters surround Victor Frankenstein and the demon stories. Okay, so Robert Walton, he's an adventurer, and he's writing letters to his sister about his travels to the poles. The boat gets surrounded by ice, and in the distance they see a fleeing figure on the ice where there should be none. Then they see another man almost dead. They rescue him, and then the bulk of the story is him telling his story to Robert Walton. His name is Victor Frankenstein, and he creates a monster who he abandons and then who returns back to him. And the next shift in the story is when the monster is relating his tale to Dr. Frankenstein, and he ends this with a demand: create for me a companion or face his wrath. So then we shift back to Frankenstein telling Robert Walton his story until we get to the present, and we end with Robert Walton again penning letters to his sister. The original title of the book was Frankenstein, a Modern Prometheus. Prometheus from Greek mythology. Now Prometheus, he gave humans fire and possibly molded the first humans from clay. Now he was punished and suffered torment for defying Zeus. The idea of a wretch is a motif, and wretchedness reoccurs throughout. Frankenstein refers to himself as a wretch. He refers to the monster as a wretch. Elizabeth and Justine refer to themselves as wretched. In fact, the bed was wretched. Indeed, even the wretch was wretched. I love how Shelley avoids getting mired in the details. Frankenstein never tells us how he created the monster. He doesn't want anyone to have this power once he realizes the horror of what he does. I love how Shelley neatly avoided this trap that a lot of authors fall into. We get almost no description of the monster. It's just created in its human form and hideous. That's really it, and it really works. Think about monster movies where you've seen where you never even see the monster or until the very end it's revealed. The unknown, it is terrifying. Not naming the wretch denies it humanity. This is a device that authors use to separate or deny characters' real identity. When the wretch is spying on the family, learning about human language and culture, he really laments the state of human civilization. And that reminded me of a scene from the movie The Fifth Element, greatest movie ever, where Lilu is watching TV and she's learning about poverty and famine and war and death and all of that. And she has to be convinced that humanity is good and worth saving. I think it's actually a great novel for learning different moral lessons about judging and not judging others who are different than you and all of that. And I was thinking about another movie as I was reading this novel, Passengers, where Chris Pratt's character wakes up another person on this ship just so he could have a companion. And I was thinking the wretch's demand to have a companion rises to that same moral dilemma. And that's something that I've pondered about since I've seen that movie. I think it's a great question. Overall, I thought this was a fantastic read. I thoroughly enjoyed Frankenstein. Although like most science fiction books, it does require a bit of suspension of belief, but that's okay. All right, star rating. Initial response 4, recommendation 5, style 5, plot 5, characters 4, audible 4. That's 4.5 stars. 4.5 stars for Frankenstein, a Modern Prometheus by Mary Shelley. All right guys, if you enjoyed the video, like it, it's free. Subscribe to see more of my content. For now, you know what to do. Turn the pages and stay thirsty. Cheers.